Hi everyone, it's me Gaming Do, and welcome to a movie review of a movie that didn't come out in 2019, except it came out in 2018. And this movie caught my eye because of the really high reviews, which a 99% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's like really good. That's like a really good movie rating, and it piqued my interest because it's about school basically and getting through eighth grade, which, in fact, I was actually in eighth grade when I started my YouTube channel. So, that's why this movie really spoke to me. And I pretty much see no flaws with this film because it's just so damn realistic, it's not even funny. This movie is one of the most realistic films I've ever seen, and one of the most realistic depictions of a thing in a film I've ever seen. So, what's the story? Eighth grade follows Kayla, who is a shy kid who basically films YouTube videos to give advice to people basically going into school and stuff like that. And she films these YouTube videos giving them advice, but she really can't follow this advice out in the real world herself. And honestly, I can kind of relate to that. I've given advice to people that I really can follow either. I'm also really shy like her. She's a really good character. And a really, 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 really relatable character. Um, she has like a crush on this guy. I forgot his name. I think it was Aiden, maybe? She was. She's just very relatable to me. And she's just an awesome character. And you got the dad in the film who, honestly, if I had one minor complaint, I'm not even really going to call this a complaint because it's realistic. But she is kind of mean to her dad in the film, I guess. And he, like, loves her so much it's not even funny. But I heard a lot of reviewers for this film basically saying it covers that awkward stage of being 13 and being in 8th grade perfectly. And I've been through that phase already. I went through that phase 4 years ago in 2015 and 2016. And let me just tell you, it is very realistic. It is absolutely how most 8th graders would act. They are raunchy, they are, well, a little raunchy. They're obsessed with their phones, they're popular kids, there's not popular kids, and it just captures the feeling of 8th grade perfectly. Okay, I'm about to discuss an uncomfortable scene, so if you don't want to hear about this uncomfortable scene, please skip to the parts of the video where I say to, okay? It'll be in the description or on a comment, okay? So, in sex ed class, in the first like 10 minutes of the movie, they talk about what's down there, and there's this boy who is masturbating to the video, and I kind of find that the perfect combination of so uncomfortable and so funny at the exact same time. But I can excuse it because it's the phase in life you're going through, sort of. Most boys act that way. It's a realistic depiction. And the things Kayla does in the film, too, like make YouTube videos. Sorry about that. At that moment, my friend texted me and, yeah, I had to cut the video there, but from where we last left off, I was talking about how the movie basically does depict 8th graders so realistically, even with the stuff Kayla does, like record YouTube videos, listen to pop music. I don't mean to sound rude, but sort of ignore their parents, because I kind of went through that a tiny bit, like freshman year of high school. But yeah, this just portrays teenagers so realistically. And this movie is just... there's lots of parts of it specifically that I like. First, I kind of see chemistry in the one nerdy boy. I think his name is Gabe, maybe? I kind of see a bit of a really good friendship between him and Kayla. Like, I honestly find that I kind of ship them, I'll admit it. But they mostly just have a really good friendship. At first, she doesn't really want to be friends with him, but then they really talk to each other and they find out they have really similar interests. Like, they both like Rick and Morty. Then all the school scenes are really funny. Like, I know this is kind of immature, but there's a kind of inappropriate scene in the movie that I kind of laughed at. I think I already mentioned it. It was the scene where the boy was under his shirt and he was, I'll just say it, jerking off. I found that so funny and so kind of uncomfortable at the same time. But, now, no, most 8th graders won't do that in a classroom, but you get what I mean. There's just a lot of stuff to love about this movie. Specific scenes, like, my favorite scene of the entire movie is the scene where Kayla and her father they're in the backyard, lighting a fire, lighting her 6th grade box she made with like a SpongeBob flash drive, I think. And that scene where she basically says that she hopes she never has a kid like her, because if her kid is like her, she would be so sad all the time. And her father tells her, she's like, she never makes him sad, and that he's like very proud of her and her decisions, and that he'll always love her. And it's just it's a very beautiful scene that shows a beautiful scene between a child and a father that I really like. That was probably my favorite scene in the entire movie. And what was the friend's name in the movie? I think it was Olivia, maybe? The one high school friend she made? I don't know where that freaking relationship went in the movie. It was like touched upon for maybe 15, 20 minutes. Oh, that leads me into another good scene. It's actually a very uncomfortable scene, and it's when this high schooler boy is driving her home, and then they play Truth or Dare, and in a very uncomfortable scene, he basically sexually harasses her by telling her to take her shirt off. And it's just a very... They place so much tension on the scene that it's very, 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 very tense to watch. And I honestly was kind of on the edge of my seat. I would have just ran away if I was a girl and a guy asked me to do that. It just proves. But he does say something that right. Some guys will treat girls like shit. And vice versa. You gotta be careful out there when dating. Like that guy she likes in the film, Aiden, is a complete scumbag. Who literally would have liked her if she gave him a BJ. That's not true friendship or love. It's just using. He's using her. This film is just so realistic that I love it. It just depicts 8th graders. Yeah, it's a little tiny bit uncomfortable to watch, but I can relate to the main character so much because she's sort of shy. She has a YouTube channel with very limited views, even though I probably honestly have a few more views than she does. But it's just a really inspiring movie. She is such a good main character. She's really inspiring despite not her being inspired. 8th Grade is just a perfect movie. I said it. If this was on my top 10 list for the year last year, it probably would have honestly have made the top 3. And I switched that a little bit. I would have put Infinity War and Deadpool 2 over Into the Spider-Verse, honestly. Well, I would have dethroned Into the Spider-Verse to put this at the number 3 spot. I'm planning to get this movie on DVD or Blu-ray very soon. It is just note, this movie is not for everyone. If you feel like uncomfortable, like if you don't like awkward teen stuff, sort of, I would not suggest to watch this movie. But if you can handle that kind of stuff and just appreciate what an inspiring main character the movie has, with some really funny scenes, some really legitimately nice scenes, and some really realistic portrayals of characters, you'll see why this movie gets an A+. I highly recommend this to the right people, but some people may not be the right people. That's why I don't recommend this film to everyone. This is kind of my type of film. Like, I can handle this stuff, but certain people might not be able to. So, I would suggest if you're the right person, go check it out. But if you're not, I'd probably skip it. But I'm the right kind of person for this film because I'm kind of very relatable with the main character. And it's just, I was awed by this movie. I love this movie. It's now my 3rd favorite film of last year. But that's about it for today, guys. The next video should be Rich Woody 4, so get excited for that. And Gaming Do here. See you later. Bye.